VikeFans.com. Welcome to a newest episode of Thor's Hammer, a show where we get to sit around, get hammered, and talk about our favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. I am Viking Bob, and I'm going to introduce the whole crew here with me tonight as we all back together for once, and pass it on to Georgia Vike. But before I do that, I am going to tell you that I am drinking my wife's famous Chernobyl iced tea. It is toxic. It's much stronger than a 3 Mile Island, much stronger than a Long Island. I will be half in the bag within 10 minutes. Georgia Vike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Bob. How you doing tonight? I'm sitting down here in the illustrious Atlanta, Georgia, and drinking the weakest beer you've ever seen in the history of mankind because I got a lot of work to do in the morning. I am drinking a Miller 64 because I got to watch my ladylike figure down here.
No pictures of that.
I don't want to be making your wife jealous now. So, yeah, OBM, you're back with us this week. How was your vacation and what you drinking, man?
Oh, thanks, guys. Great to be back. It was fantastic. Got out of the hot southern Arizona sun, went up north, and we had a great time up there. But tonight, it's a little mercenary, double India Pale Ale out of Fort Collins, Colorado. And it comes in at a whopping 10.1%. So, you guys, by about the middle of the show, OBM might be checking out.
How are we going to tell the difference?
Yeah, exactly. You might not even notice.
And our last member of our team, we call him Magic Mike Olson because he performs magic every week to make us look good. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight, Bob?
I can't complain.
All right.
What are you drinking, big guy?
I'm drinking a tall can of Young's Chocolate Double Stout.
Oh, that sounds pretty damn good.
It's alcoholic dessert in a can, really.
Oh.
Wow, nice.
You gotta check that out one of these days.
It's a solid beer.
Hey, Georgia and OBM, I want you guys to reach a glass at this time.
Got it.
OBM?
Yes, sir.
Raise your glass there, big guy.
Absolutely, it is raised.
All right, this is to Mike, who last week pulled in double duty. Not only did he edit our show into the wee hours of the morning, but he actually got like 2 hours sleep tops probably, and performed an incredible tailgate party for VikeFans.com, which many members here went to, and from what I've heard, I've had a great time. So, Mike, I'm glad you're all rested up. And this one's to you, man. Thank you very much for doing what you do.
Good job, Mike.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Right. I appreciate that. You know, one of these years we're going to have to take this show on the road. We're going to have to get together at a tailgate and do this and show everybody how it's done, you know.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Will we get kicked out of the parking lot?
That would be ugly, boys. That would be ugly.
Well,
I can't see any of us sober.
We go there. We'd go there 4 family men and come home, 4 broke guys.
well, nobody said we were
right.
going to be pretty, so.
I am Brian Bob. How much is this Judge Vike?
Anyways, I do appreciate working on this. I do appreciate working with you guys. It's a blast for me, and it really is a lot of fun.
Well, Mike, again, this cheers to you. You do a wonderful job. We appreciate what you do for us. We're the 3 clowns that have a lot of fun doing this, and you're the guys up till late hours in the morning editing the show. So,
All right, drink.
so this I'm not drinking a beer. I'm drinking a Long Island iced tea. This is to you, big guy. Thank you very much for doing what you do.
All right.
All right, we're going to move on to a segment we call Odin's Eye, in which we look into the future of our Vikings' upcoming game. But before we do that, we go back to our past game, which was a very successful win against the Chargers. Now, I'm going to go back to the Chargers game and say this team played very well in that game. And it was great to see. Offense was okay, but it was mostly Adrian Peterson in my mind. The line played okay, blocking for him. They kept Bridgewater upright most of the day, but there was no great passing game. But our defense looked pretty damn good. Guys, I'll go to OBM first. Welcome back from vacation. Mike's all yours, big guy. Tell us what you thought about the Chargers game.
Yeah, you know what? Looking at that Chargers game, guys, I was pretty impressed. Came away with a win. Most importantly, number one, we did suffer a few injuries, but nothing too severe. I thought the defense played pretty well. We knocked Philip Rivers around pretty well. We stopped Melvin Gordon. I thought it was all around, it was a nice performance, a nice win, and hopefully we can build on that going into next week. So a couple of concerning areas there as far as, maybe I'd like to see Teddy throwing the ball maybe a little bit more accurately down the field in that game. He did miss Wallace in the end zone. The pass to Rudolph wasn't on Teddy, but the one to Wallace, it looked like he was open there for a second and just missed it. So I think overall they won. They played well. They won these last two home games. So, moving on next week, it's all positive right now as far as I'm concerned. GD, thoughts? What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I thought last week's game was good. I thought, the defense came out and played a strong game. They're looking really good. They're progressing very well. I don't think they're a top flight defense yet, like everyone's starting to, say that they are, but I think they're playing teams very tough and beating the quarterback around, which is a good thing. Any progress is good, especially after the years and years now that we've had of terrible defenses since basically the 1 year Tomlin was here. The offense is coming around. I like the way Peterson's running. He's improving quite a bit. He's playing better than I thought he would, especially at the age of 30. The Teddy Bridgewater, he's playing well for a second-year quarterback for now that where teams have tape on him. I'm not quite sure the wide receivers that we have. The ball hasn't been really thrown their way, enough for me to kind of take a gauge on how they're really playing. The offensive line still, I don't know if it's Adrian Peterson making the line look better than they really are, or if they're holding up, but I still see quite a bit of problems with their offensive line. But all in all, I thought it was a very good game, and I was pleasantly surprised to see how big of a dominant victory it was over San Diego.
I actually liked it for once. It was good to see. I sat in my man cave and actually enjoyed the whole day. It was a dominating win, and it made me quite happy. Guys, let's move on to the upcoming game against the Broncos, after which we will invite our guest on to join us. And for now, he will remain a surprise because people at home are itching to know who he is. Anyway, the upcoming game against the Broncos on the road is going to be a very tough game, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't really see them doing well in this game, especially with a couple of the receivers not being able to play this game. Denver's defense is quite good. They will take away the pass game, which we don't really have to begin with. But they may focus on Peterson, and hopefully Peterson has a phenomenal game. But reading the board today and listening to some of the comments that have been posted up there, there was one that said, if you guys can hear what the radio talk shows are saying about Vikings this week, you would laugh. Well, I think our defense is coming on quite well, and there are numerous players that are incredible. For these guys to say that there's no one on our defense that is superstar quality, I have to laugh at that. I mean, I think there's plenty of these guys that can step up and be phenomenal. Georgia Vike, do you see any guys on this defense that are ready to raise their hand and yell at the world, say, look at me, I'm ready to step up?
I do, Bob, and I'm going to go back to your last comment. You were talking about what people were saying in the local Denver station up there. I believe the big problem was they're talking about certain players of ours but being bigger impacts than they actually are, and some of our bigger players they didn't even mention them at all. So that was kind of weird to hear those guys talking. Really, they're talking about 2014 and not 2015 in a lot of aspects. But if you look at this week, and the thing is, as much as people are wearing the purple shades here, and people keep chastising me for picking against the Vikings, you have to look at it. Our defense, as well as they've played, they're the 19th ranked defense in the NFL right now. They're allowing 362.3 yards a game. Okay. Denver's defense, on the other hand, is the number one ranked defense in the entire NFL. They're allowing 259 yards a game. So they're allowing under 100 yards less per game than we are. So you think we're looking good? Look at Denver. You know, the strongest part of their thing is their pass game. They're allowing 176.3 yards a game against the pass, and we're only averaging 149.7 on offense passing the ball. This is not going to look like a good week for Teddy Bridgewater here. That offensive line has got their work seriously cut out for them. Adrian Peterson in the rush offense, with that, we're averaging 144.3 yards a game, which is third, which is very formidable. But their rush defense in Denver is allowing 82.7 yards, which is sixth against the rush. So this defense is solid for Denver. This is not play. People think, oh yeah, our offense is going to do this, our offense is going to do that, Norv's going to do this. I think we're going to be in for a long day on Sunday.
I have to agree with you. Sadly, I don't want to. I want to see our Vikings perform well every Sunday that I sit down and watch. But the numbers you threw at me there were actually way better than I can even imagine. And I'm getting worried now for Sunday. Thanks a lot.
It was. Trust me. When I was reading it, my eyes kind of opened up and went, wow. I don't catch a lot of Denver games, or at least I don't watch the entire game. But this D is ready, and our offensive line better pack a lunch.
What's your thoughts on our D against their offense?
Our defense, their offense is actually not as good as I thought it would be. Overall, they have the 30th ranked offense in the league. They're averaging 290.7 yards a game. Like I said, our D before was giving up 362.3. Okay, so we got the 19th ranked defense against their 30th ranked offense overall. They're passing. They're 18th in the league, in passing at 233.7 for passing yards a game. Our defense is 18th for passing yards a game at 243 yards a game. You get down to their rushing. This is where I think the key is for both sides. If they can establish a rush, or we can establish a rush, that could, tilt the things here. They only average 57 rush yards a game as a team, which is 31st, just ahead of Detroit. And at the same time, we're allowing 119.3 rush yards a game, which is 24th in the league. So it's their terrible rushing attack against our mediocre rushing defense. That could have something to do with it. I think if they can get Anderson going at all, the game's over.
Okay, but on our defense end, do you see anybody ready to raise their hand and yell out, "Look at me! I'm here. I'm ready to be the star"?
I think Sharif did that, or not Sharif, but Everson Griffin did that last week, kind of like when he was all mic'd up and ready to go, all juiced up. I think that put a little, hitching his giddy up, and he's ready to go after the quarterback. But on defense, besides him, I'm hoping Robinson keeps playing out of his mind, and I'm really hoping Barr shows up again, because he's been playing very, very well this year. But I really think it's gonna be Griffin again who's going to be the X factor on our defense.
Nice job, sir. OBM.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that GV. Very well done. Guys, I'm looking at this right now, and this is a stat I just stumbled upon that's frankly amazing. The Broncos are the first 3-0 team to ever start out 3-0 with less than 70 yards rushing per game. That is how pathetic their running game is. And I'm just gonna say it right now. C.J. Anderson, I took him in fantasy football in one of my leagues. That guy is averaging under, I want to say it's like 2 yards a carry. So I think this game's going to be closer than people are. You guys are kind of off the wagon here. I'm still on it, I think, because I think Denver, 2 of their first 3 games, they could have easily lost. Very, very easily lost. Peyton Manning, he's looked good since they went back. He's going to the shotgun with him, obviously. He's looked better, but has anybody ever seen a guy throw more wobbly, ugly passes than Peyton Manning the last year and a half? We all know he's a genius back there, but I'll tell you what, I really believe in our defense. I think we're going to get after him. We're going to rattle him a little bit, about as much as that guy can probably be rattled. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the key to this game, if the Vikings want to win this game, we obviously, number one, we got to shut down the rush game, which I think we'll do. But number two, we got to shut down Demaryius Thomas. I mean, if someone's going to beat us this game, let it be Emmanuel Sanders, let it be someone else. But we've got to shut down Demaryius Thomas to win this game. And if we can do that, I honestly think that we can win this game. That said, like TV pointed out, the offensive line, the other big key to winning this game is someone needs to stop DeMarcus Ware, because I've watched all 3 Denver games, and that guy right now is in beast mode. I mean, he is playing off the charts right now. So someone's going to have to help out with DeMarcus Ware. I mean, Von Miller's going to, we still got to worry about Von Miller. I mean, he's still a star. But DeMarcus Ware right now, the last 3 games when I've watched him, he looks like he's 25 years old out there. I mean, I'm not even kidding. This guy is playing off the charts yet. So if we can slow this down a little bit, and then we can, force a turnover or 2, I think we can win this game. And I think it's going to be a close game. And, the other key to it is Teddy. I mean, we haven't seen Teddy have a 300-yard, 3-touchdown game. And to be honest, that's probably what we're going to need this week. We're going to need to see him making some passes, making some big plays, and, completing some passes to Rudolph. I think that's going to be critical to how successful we are this week. Obviously, we know AP is going to get the ball 20 times, and, the way he's been running, that's a good thing. So there's 3 things. AP needs to go off. We need to contain DeMarcus Ware, and I think we need to keep Manning in check, hit him a few times and make him think twice when he drops back. If we can do that, I think we can win this game. If we don't do those things, it's going to be a long day, fellas.
Sounds like OBM was hitting the library on vacation.
Hey, I like that OBM.
Hey, that's what you do when you're on vacation, fellas.
I don't bring a phone. I don't bring anything with me. Tablet, nothing. I'm sitting there drinking beer, staring at my toes.
I hear you.
Here's my quick thoughts on the game coming up. I agree with both of you guys a lot. Okay, but it comes down to what OBM said: take away Demaryius Thomas. Xavier Rhodes has to be on the line of scrimmage, lined up right next to him. Peyton Manning cannot have the quick 2-second dump off to Thomas for 6, 8, 10, 12 yards the whole night long. If he can take that away and make him go back to pass, our pass rush can get on him and knock him down and hurt him. If we don't do that, and he can just quickly hike the ball and throw it to Thomas, it's going to be a long night for our defense. I love our defense. I really do. We are very, very young, and we are right there. Sadly, I still think we're not going to win this game. I hope I'm wrong, but I think
you're wrong. You're wrong. We're going to win this game.
Oh,
I'm going to just say it right now. I think we're going to win this game, and I'll tell you why. I think we are going to contain Demaryius Thomas this game. And you know what? One more thing I'm just going to throw out there real quick, guys, that we haven't even mentioned. Trey Waynes. That guy really impressed me last week. I don't know about you fellas, but he looked solid out there.
He did.
And that's a guy that is going to definitely help mold this team in the future. I love it.
I think Trey Waynes did well for his first game action that he had. I'm glad it came in the second half of the game rather than coming, in the first half of the game. For granted, the reasons why he came in wasn't great, but I think
absolutely
with the way we came out in the second half of that game allowed him to play more loose than he would have if he would have started that game. In my opinion, I think if he'd have started that game, he'd have been a little bit more tense. They would have went right after him right away, and that could have changed the entire tempo of the entire game. But then again, I think him coming out in the second half, he played a great second half of that game, and I hope he keeps it up.
Guys, before I move along, I really want to bring on our very special guest this evening. The board knows him as Berserker 88, and his alt ego is Berserker 88. This guy writes an incredible page. Actually, it's more of a video called Reaction to Action. And let me tell you, it's like 6-7 minutes long. And it is the funniest thing you ever want to see. This guy does an incredible job editing himself and his alter ego. But from there, I want to bring this guy on, and he can tell you anything he wants to tell you about himself. I want to hear what he has to think about the upcoming game, the past game, and most importantly, I want to know what he's drinking. Hey, Berserker, welcome aboard.
Well, thanks, Bob. Thanks. Great being here.
Pleasure to have you, big guy. How you doing?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well.
What's in the cup over there, Berserker?
I keep hearing ice jingle.
Yes. It's an old standby of Oak Heart and cherry Pepsi with a little shot of lemon juice.
That sounds different. I may have to try that.
I'm a different kind of guy.
Oh, shut up. No, you're not.
No, we couldn't tell. We couldn't tell.
That's the understatement of the year.
Zerka, I'm gonna throw a spotlight on you here. It's all
right.
yours, big guy, for the next couple of minutes, however long you want to speak. You tell us a little bit about yourself, talk about the last game against the Chargers, and you give us anything you want to say about the coming game against the Broncos. All yours, big guy. Have at it.
All right. Well, the first thing you're going to find out is my stuff is patched together because I really don't talk straight through. So you're giving me a block of time to talk is going to be me going,
No different than
But
me.
anyway, about myself. Yeah. About myself. Just been a bike fan since 72, somewhere around in there. 71, 72. I was just a little shit. And I remember all 4 Super Bowl losses, cried in my basement. Only my cat understood me. Is this going out to people? Yeah, they'll hear this, won't they?
No, not at all.
Oh, we're just sharing, right? We're just sharing. Yeah, so I became a Viking fan when we were in the playoffs all the time and dominated the North, and we need to get back there. That's about all I can say. And we're on our way. With this team, I believe defense is looking strong. The home defense is looking strong, I should say. The away defense, we'll see.
I have to agree with you there. I'm not impressed with our road team so far that shows up. Until we start winning at a consistent basis on the road, or even 50% of the time, I don't think we're quite there yet. But I still love our defense. I really do. And I think we're like either 8-3 or 9-3, something like that, at TCF Field. So they're home games, but they're outdoors. So if we can win outdoors, why can't we win on the road outdoors? Let's go. Right?
Berserker, I thought you'd have the perfect answer for this. When I'm watching your stuff online, I'm laughing my rear end off. I really am. And I thought you would have had this whole thing figured out, the whole like a spreadsheet done on this, the analysis of, going to the bank or going on the road, how they were going to do in each location and why they were winning and why they weren't. And your alter ego would be pissed off why you didn't know that or why you did know that.
Well, I took Monday off because I attended that tailgate on Sunday, and I drove Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then today I had to work at the office, so I did not have any time to get anything done. So yeah, and then the other side of me would say, "Well, fuck that! What the hell? It's football. That's more important than that shit." Okay, how's that?
I love it.
So I have to ask you, are you split personalities or bipolar?
Yep. And yes, and possibly.
Nice. Dude,
Right on.
I watch your videos of reaction to action. And if anybody hasn't seen it yet, don't know what you're missing. This guy, I can't even put into words. He is hilarious. He breaks down the game as a regular guy, and he adds in a alter ego, which, oh my God, you're going to laugh. Berserker,
Well,
please fill in. Tell us how you do that. Actually, you have to give away any of your secrets, but tell us what goes through your mind when you're doing this. How's that?
Well, I'll be honest. I improv a lot, and I don't really plan anything except for see it sucked or something like that. But I will try not to react too bad to it, and then I'll make a comment on it, and I can insert one of the takes, or that was a great play. Same thing. I think I can give away some of my secrets. I mean, it's. Wait a minute. She says a shocker. It's me both times. That's me.
No.
Shut up. No,
Shit!
listen.
I blew it.
Wait. How do you grow a beard so fast?
Oh, that's how manly I am. I just grab my nose and blow out, and hair pops right out.
That's pretty sweet.
So, Berserker, you're our guest tonight. So, fill us in. What's your thoughts of the past game? Even though you did the reaction to action, which is absolutely friggin' hilarious, and your thoughts on the upcoming game.
Well, thanks for all the plugs or the props, or whatever you want to call it. Really appreciate it.
Well deserved, sir.
Thank you. I watched this game in the parking lot, so I was more focused on having fun with the guys there. So I really didn't pay that much attention to the game. That's kind of why I didn't think I was going to do a reaction to action for the game, but I got a big mouth and I couldn't keep it shut. All four of them, or however many personalities I got. I was really worried there when Rudy dropped that touchdown and then the interception right afterwards.
Oh, that was horrible.
And then when we got the ball again on their I can't remember, inside their 20, and we settled for 3, I thought, oh crap, this could be bad. But playing at home, no such thing as a bad game, right? Well, maybe there was 1 or 2, but.
Oh, I think as a home game, any points are good. That's how I feel. Whether you get 3, 6, 2, 7, or whatever it is, I think our defense at home is ready to play and control the game. On the road, 7. It's just me. If I'm wrong, guys, I apologize, but it's how I feel. And if I was the head coach, that's what I would be doing.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Bob.
So, Berserker, upcoming game, your thoughts?
Broncos out. Peyton Manning is about my favorite quarterback that doesn't wear purple. Only because he's old like me. He's not fat like me, though, but he is old. So I really don't want to see him broken, but we need to hit him, and we need to hit him often and early.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
That's my take. I'm just at 48, but, I lived the wrong life, so I'm about 102.
Well, I want to laugh. I really do. But I'll be 50 next month. So piss off.
Peyton Manning's actually my age. He's 39 like I am. I'm not quite 40 yet like Olsen.
Well, get your ass out there and throw the ball then.
I would, but I'd probably, my shoulder would probably end up in the neighbor's yard if I try to throw a ball these days.
hey, Berserker. You know what? ODM, I got to ask you one question. I'm just going to put it out there right now. You heard both of the other guys on this podcast, TV, Bob. They're not giving much Viking love. I'm giving them some love. Are you going to give them some love and pick them to win this week, or what are you going to do, buddy?
Well, I bet beer on them that they're going to win, so they better win. I know where they practice at.
You're being honest right now. Completely honest?
Yeah, completely honest. I think they'll win.
Okay.
Completely 24-10 or whatever the hell that was.
Well, the most important question is...
don't plagiarize now. No plagiarize.
Oh, that's right, man.
What's your call?
No, I think they'll win this game, but it's going to be really, really hard for them to do it. That's what she said. And I always believe they win. I can never pick against my team.
All right. Most important question: what type of beer did you bet?
6-pack of whatever the favorite beer, whatever her favorite beer versus my favorite beer.
Oh, you bet a girl? You want to lose. Wait, what?
That's a coworker.
Oh, she hot?
I probably can't answer that. She'll be listening to this. No, I can't remember if I gave my thoughts that they were going to win, and it all hinges on getting to Manning. If we don't get to Manning, they're going to lose. No, there's no question about that. If Manning's got time to sit back there and pick us apart, he will, because we'll be sending blitzing linebackers, and that leaves that spot wide open for him just to toss the ball in there.
Do you worry about him playing from the shotgun and him getting rid of the ball so fast? You know, with basically gets rid of the
depends
ball
on
in 2 seconds.
how well we hide our schemes. Yeah,
like
it depends on how well we hide our blitzes and stuff.
I'm just worried about him carving our defense up and exposing a lot of our weakness, just due to the fact that he is experienced. He can read a defense. He's no longer on the line, and he gets rid of the ball so damn fast that, you know, if our coverage isn't set up, Sanders and Thomas are going to eat us alive.
That's why he's got to be on the ground.
Have you guys watched Peyton Manning throw the ball lately? I mean, seriously, I think we could put TV out there, and he might throw a better ball than Peyton Manning. I can't believe you guys right now, man. I can't believe it. The Berserker, we're the only ones saying the Vikes are going to win this game? Come on. They're not going 4-0. We're winning. Done. Honestly. I'll end it with that.
You're wrong. That's all I can say is you're wrong. You know, do you think the game's going to be won on the lines, the defensive lines, the defensive backs? Do you think the linebackers are going to be in here? Who has a better set of linebackers? The Vikings.
Hey, here's I said it earlier. I'll say it again, fellas. Can we slow down Marcus Ware and Von Miller? That is the key to the game. It is not Peyton Manning, because I know we can slow him down. We need to slow down those linebackers. We do that, we win this game.
I think so. You really do. Honestly.
Honestly, I do.
Honestly, OBM, I think we get our ass kicked this week. I think 41-17 we lose.
I'm sensing a wager here, GB.
I've picked against. I thought the Vikings were going to blow San Francisco out of the water week 1. Since then, I've picked against them, and we're 2-0 since I picked against them. I'm going for 3 weeks in a row. 41-7 Denver.
Keep picking against them.
Wow, dude.
Now,
I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted right now.
I'm going 23-16 Denver. That's my pick.
23-16. Berserker, your call? Don't say 24-10. I'll beat you.
Yeah, he has a trademark on that.
I absolutely do. Where are you at, Berserker?
It's going to be 28-20 Vikings.
There we go, buddy. You know what? Right now, OBM's going to make the last official call. 23-17 Vikings. 23-17. And Blair Walsh kicks a couple field goals this week, fellas. Look out. One thing, I'm going to add one more thing, fellas. Someone said it earlier this week. This is a big game for Teddy. Big game for Teddy. And you know what? We haven't seen that guy really come out and lead us to a victory. I'm talking 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, 320 yards. This is the perfect week to do that. Now, I know it's Denver. I know it's on the road, and we're awful on the road. But something just tells me that the defense is going to step up. The O-line's going to step up. And if we can just control Ware and Demaryius Thomas, I think we're going to win this game. So it's a big week. If you're a Vikings fan, this is a huge week. It's probably the difference between 10-6 and probably a playoff spot or 8-8. We're going to find out a lot this week, so I'm looking forward to it.
Berserk has a question for us. Go right ahead, big guy.
All right, I got a question because that's what you just said. All right, does the defense keep their streak of knocking quarterbacks out of games this week? Does the streak keep going?
Ooh, I think it does. We're talking about a 39-year-old guy here. TV, tell us what it's like to be 39, because I'm not quite there yet. What's it like, buddy?
I'm all geriatric now. I got my Ben Gay out, brother. You know, I'd like to tell you what it's like being 39, but I forget half of it. Okay.
I wouldn't know what. I don't remember that far back, so pissed off. Shut up.
There's a poll earlier on the bikefans.com asking about gives me a personal foul for roughing the quarterback call, and I think there is going to be one this week. I don't know if it's because we're so aggressive or if it's because Peyton is at the fragile age. If he goes down, it's a second too late, that they're going to call it. But I have a feeling there's going to be. I have a feeling there's going to be two of them this week. To be completely honest with you.
I can see at least one, and if it's legit, I have no problem with it. As long as you hit the guy. It's a little ticky-tack touch of the helmet I can't stand. So if they're going to get a penalty for roughing the passer, they better hurt him. My opinion.
I think it's going to be a real interesting game, guys. It's going to be closer. I mean, TV, what do you call 41-7?
17.
You need to quit. You need to quit
41-17.
You need to quit drinking immediately, brother. Immediately.
I'm drinking the closest thing to water I've got possible.
Woo! 41-17. Wow.
I was going to say
That's not
11
gonna
3 and 12, but I don't have enough alcohol in me to quite say that yet.
Yeah, well, we'll ask you again at the end of the podcast here. We'll see where you're at then, brother.
41-17.
Okay, at this time, we want to move forward to our next segment, which we call What's Your Name and What Does Your Daddy Do? And Berserker, the floor is all yours. Feel free to tell us anything you want to tell us about yourself, like how you got your name, when you became a Vikings fan, and all the good stuff like that.
All right. My name is Berserker88, and it's off for Alan Page, obviously. And I was, at the time I signed up for Vikings board, I was playing the game Myth. And there's characters in there called Berserkers. They just charge in and just slaughter everybody and just don't really care if they get hurt or not. That's kind of my attitude towards life. So figured, why not? Fits pretty good what Page did to the backfield of the opposing team. So sounded good. And I left the R out on purpose because there was a lot of other Berserkers on that site. So that's why there's no R in the Berserker. And as far as what I do, I retired from, HP, which, I wasn't part of their computer side. I was more of their distribution side. And they closed the factory down in my town, moved all the jobs down to Des Moines. I went down there, worked for 2 years. They said, "Hey, you want an early retirement?" I said, "Yeah, I probably do." So
I'm so friggin' jealous.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I took this job as a part-time truck driver for a little shop here in town, and I just drive around the state of Iowa up to Minnesota every now and then, Illinois, Missouri, Nebraska, South Dakota. See the scenes, and it sucks in the wintertime, though, but other than that. So it sucks 8 months out of the year, I guess, because it's winter 8 months.
All right, so you got anything in your life that's not football related to want to share? Other than just driving a truck?
No. Oh wait, I'm intent.
Wait. Mike, you gotta understand. That's the best answer ever.
Oh man, I just about pissed myself, man.
How about I'm intensely private? That's why I got videos on the internet? Question mark? Something?
That was pretty awesome.
Oh shit.
No. All right, I'll put myself in a minute, but that was hilarious, dude. So how about your Aldigo? What does he think?
Well, thinking's not really his thing to do. He just kind of reacts. So I'm sure his answer would be fuck everybody.
Love that guy.
Oh shit.
Does your alter ego have a different name than you?
He is Zerker 88. I am Berserker 88. Is that a problem? I think that might be a problem.
Big guy.
I'm crying over here, man. Stop.
I got one more question. Is either one of you?
I have 6 or 7 answers. Go ahead.
So, Zerker 88 and Zerker 88. Let me tell you, this is a freaking riot happening on the board. I couldn't have asked for anything more fun. The two of you guys are phenomenal.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you, Bob. You rock.
Thank you, sir. So, do you guys argue a lot on show yourselves?
I constantly argue with myself. That's why there's all those pauses in the videos.
How about Zerker 88? Are you guys friends or just related or what?
I don't know, man. It's starting to get like therapy. A little weird for me, man.
Hey, Berserker.
I need to get another drink.
Seriously, I love when you do those videos every week. That's actually one thing I do look forward to seeing each and every week because I think it's absolutely hysterical as I'm watching it. And I get home and, I get home from the office because I don't know what you're going to say, so I don't want to have the volume up too loud in my office. And all of a sudden, you'll come out with something. And
Just a tip.
Yeah.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Yeah.
And I have a female boss, so I don't think she would find it as funny as we all do. So I wait till I get home to listen, but it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the best parts of the week.
And Berserker, you probably owe me almost a full coffee by now. Just to let you know. Keep up those wonderful videos, sir, and they are hilarious. And even after the season, keep doing something. Those things, they make my morning when I see those for the first time, man.
Well, thanks a lot, man. And thanks for having me on the show. And this is a great show, too, guys. You guys are doing a great job. I really enjoy listening to these things, and it's just great.
Well, I thank you very much, but you're welcome to stick around with us a little longer and as we go across the NFC North.
Yeah, I'll be around, but I got to fill my drink right now, so I'm going to step away for a couple minutes.
Priorities.
Well, hey, you know the rule, right? You have to get all of us one.
All right. Well, that means you're going to get like 4 or 5 of my personalities, right?
I don't think the board can handle it right now.
How will we All right, moving right along. We're going to move on to the NFC North discussion. Let's go back to last week and the upcoming weeks. The Lions, they lost to the Broncos last week, 24-12. This week, they are at Seattle. I think Seattle kills them. Just because. The Packers beat the Chiefs 38-28. Packers at the 49ers. I hope the friggin' 49ers show up week 1, show up week 4. I don't know. Fuck them.
What number are you on over there, Bob?
Wow, this just went downhill fast.
I'm on like.
I was worried about Olsen, man. I'm not worried anymore.
Who would have thought that OBM and myself would be the ones who are like, hey, guys, hey.
All right, so OBM and GV, give us your thoughts on the upcoming games.
I'll tell you what, guys, Lions at Seattle. Yeah, I hate to say it. Well, I say I don't. Seattle's going to win their second in a row. They're going to be 2-2, back to 2-2. The Lions, they're going to be a whopping 0-4, I believe. I believe they are winless, if I remember correctly. Packers, Niners. Yeah, Bob, I wish I was drinking what you were drinking, but it's Aaron Rodgers, buddy. And,
handle
I just got to think it's Aaron Rodgers. And, let's be honest, honestly. Who is going to beat Aaron Rodgers this year, guys? I don't know. I mean, that guy right now looks at the top of this game, but, it just shows you how important the quarterback is. Because we look at the Packers, and let's just be honest. Again, they have – when I look at the Packers, I just think, boy, if you put Aaron Rodgers on the Vikings, which we can't do, but hypothetically, if we did that, would the Vikings be 14-2 or 15-1 this year? the Packers, when I look at them, they are horrible. Horrible. And if Aaron Rodgers goes down at any point this year, I mean, if he dropped this week, if someone took him out this week and he got injured for the year, Packers would be lucky to finish 500. That's how bad that team is without Aaron Rodgers. The Vikings need to win this game. We need to go to 3-1. I believe we have a bye week. It's a huge week for us, man. Huge. Huge. GV? Thoughts?
This week, I see, the Lions of Seattle. That's the easy game of the week for me to pick. I think Seattle's going to dominate them this week. It's not even going to be close, kind of like the Chicago game last week. As far as the Packers-Niners, I believe the Packers are going to do to the Niners what we should have done to the Niners week 1. You were talking about Aaron Rodgers a few minutes ago, saying who's going to beat them this year. I don't know. I remember week 1 here on this show, you were talking that we were going to sweep them this year. I don't buy that for 1 second, but the Packers are looking good no matter who's out there, around Rodgers, because he's that good of a quarterback. And also, we got to talk about the Chicago Bears. After getting their rear ends handed to them last week, Seattle, who was on last week? Was it Zannery last week who predicted that the Bears were going to get past the 50-yard line? Yeah, I don't know if they got past the 50, but 10 out of 10 possessions they punted the ball. That's crazy. And this week they go up against the Raiders, who are 2-1. And the Raiders are actually looking pretty good this year. I think Carr's, a pretty good quarterback that's kind of under the radar. And Amari Cooper is one hell of a wide receiver. Even Latavius Murray back there for him is running the ball of his mind.
Stop naming your fancy football team.
What's that?
Stop naming your fancy football team.
I don't have Carr. But
Cooper, Latavius Murray.
Who else they got, Bob?
Some Eddie Satan, Patton,
they got Crabtree too, but we don't want to bring him up. Bring up a sorry ass.
TV loves the Raiders so much he took Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck at running back.
Justin Tuck.
I heard he talks.
I think Chicago, they're cleaning house already. Come week 4, that organization's they're playing for the first pick overall. Oakland's whooping their ass this week too.
Hey, you know what, guys? Let me just ask you guys this: the Bears have unloaded Jared Allen, and it's obvious they're just Phil Emery, the former GM there. It's just he's being held accountable for all this, obviously, but. There's even talk that they might unload Forte because he's going to turn 30 this winter, I believe. But I probably see them letting Cutler walk after this year. So the Bears are in complete rebuild mode. It would not surprise me if the Bears are picking first in the draft this April, which, if you'd asked me that a year ago, I'd say, well, they're not good, but are they the worst team in the NFL? Right now I'm looking at the Bears. And I'm thinking they might be the worst team in the NFL.
If the Bears are smart, they get rid of Cutler at the end of the year. Just cut him. I don't care how much money you have to pay him to be gone. Be gone. That's the only way he's ever going to have a chance to rebuild and be competitive in the next 4 years. That team is horrible.
Agreed.
It's my opinion.
And with the Chicago's terrible. Look, they remind me of the Vikings from a few years ago when Frazier took over the team. It was just there was nothing there, and you're just wondering how in the hell are you going to fix this? And Chicago's in a bad shape. They are the new Detroit Lions.
And what can be said? I think it's a 2-team division. Hopefully it stays that way. I mean, I hope the Vikings stay good and continue to improve. I hope the Lions don't pull off a upset win at Seattle and get back in the race. I don't see the Bears ever winning a game ever, but who cares?
You know what? Before we move on, I got one question for you guys. Cause I look at Matthew Stafford every year. If you play fantasy football, you look at Matt Stafford and go, oh, he's going to throw for 4,500 yards. He's going to throw 25 to 30 touchdowns. He's going to have stats. And at the end of his career, he's going to play long enough where we're going to look at this guy. And he's going to probably have 50,000 passing yards. He's going to probably throw, 300 to 400 touchdowns. I mean, he's going to have stats that look like Hall of Fame stats. But right now, I look at Matthew Stafford. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's like Romo. I think he's won 1 or 2 playoff games in his career. So he's one of those guys that you look like, Matt Ryan, Romo, Stafford. They put up the numbers every year. But, are those guys good enough to bring their teams to the next level? And I don't know if they can. I really don't know if they can.
I have to agree with you. I think there's quarterbacks that put up great numbers, but most of them numbers are inflated because they're playing horrible teams. Stafford is one of those guys. You put him on a team that actually can run the ball and play defense, those numbers won't be there. And it might be a good thing for him because he might win more. But
I agree.
The team he's on now doesn't do it for him. He has to throw for 4,500 to 5,000 yards to even be 500. And that's not going to win in the NFL. Sorry. It's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And, you look at Stafford, you look at Ryan every week. They're throwing 40, 45, 50 times. And there are guys who can win in the NFL and do that, but it's a select few. And I just don't see those guys quite being elite quarterbacks. So, it's going to be interesting to see, how it all plays out. But I really think that the Vikings, they're going to win this week. We're going to be back in this thing. We're going to be pumped up. And, I can't see Denver being 4-0. I just can't. I've just seen all 3 Manning games, and all 3 of those games, 2 of those 3, they should have lost. They should have lost. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good week.
I get back to the fantasy football talk here. You're talking about Stafford there, and kind of the numbers he puts up and what he should be putting up. What are you thinking of if Andy Dalton and Stafford switch teams? Do you think that would make a difference for either one of them, or do you think each team would? Do you think Stafford would do well with the Cincinnati offense that they have, and do you think Andy Dalton would do as well as he is in the Detroit offense with Calvin Johnson rather than AJ Green?
I really don't. I think they're the same quarterbacks. I look at Dalton, Stafford, and Tannehill, and look at those guys. They got $100 million contracts. I scratch my head. I can't figure it out.
I'm going to go with plain and simple. I kind of agree with OPM that they are kind of the same quarterback, but they're not. I know it sounds stupid, but when you sit there and talk about the end result, it's always the same. If Dalton has a great running back behind him, whether it be Hill or Bernard, he doesn't throw for very well, but the defense picks him up. When you look at Stafford, they really don't have much of a defense over there, so he has to rely upon his offense, whether it be Calvin and Golden Tate, and he has to throw for a ton of yards. I don't think either one of those guys switching teams would make a difference. It's my opinion. I've been wrong before.
Bob, I'm just gonna say this. I think that the Detroit defense is still good. It's not as great as it was without Sue, obviously. But I really like the Ganda. They've got decent cornerbacks. They still got, Johnson, who, he's 30, 31 now. So, yeah, he's not the same player. But Golden Tate, running back's a little bit of a concern there, obviously. But I look at the NFC North right now, and talent-wise, the Vikings, to me, as young as they are, we got a lot of up-and-comers yet. We got Trey Wayne still, kind of sitting back there. We got Barr, who's going to get better. We got Kendricks, who's going to be better. So this really, when you look at the NFC North, how long is Aaron Rodgers going to play? Let's just be honest. Is this guy going to play till he's 38? Probably. So until Aaron Rodgers is out of that division, it's going to be tough. Let's just be honest. It is going to be very, very tough to unseat them. He is that good right now. He's playing at a very high level. What do you guys think?
I have to agree. I mean, I wish for the Vikings to get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers for the next 15 years. And people keep saying it's Teddy Bridgewater. I don't see it yet, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Do you go to Mike?
I'm agreeing with OBM here. I think, Green Bay is the cream of the crop till Rodgers retires. It's going to be hard for the Vikings. Detroit and Chicago, I think, Chicago's obviously going through a rebuild. I think Detroit's going to be getting there pretty soon. So that's kind of the forecast here for the next few years. It's going to be between us and Green Bay, maybe Detroit trying to hang in there. Chicago's done. What are you thinking, Berserker, for the upcoming few years?
Upcoming few years, as long as we have our defense and it plays like we do at home, we're in it. We should win it. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, you think you're gonna win it this year? Think we're gonna win it for upcoming years? Who do you
yes,
think?
To both those.
You think you get your purple shades on? I see. Huh?
Yeah. Well, when you're talking defense, yes, I do. Packers don't hit like we hit. Lions, no. Bears. Bears.
There he is. I love that. I love that laugh.
But yeah, we can be in there as long as it don't do anything stupid. So keep me away from the team. And
I have to agree with the guy 100%. I think the Lions and Bears, they're done for the next couple of years. This is a Vikings-Packers division. Whoever steps up one game is going to win the division. Right now, I'm still going with the Packers because they still have Rodgers. Bridgewater needs to step up and perform at a higher level. Peterson still has to run the ball like he's been doing. They both have to gel. The defense is very, very young, and they're good. They need to be great. When that all gels together, hopefully next year when we open our new stadium, I say Super Bowl. Guys?
I just had beer shoot out of my nose. Sorry, Bob.
Sorry, man.
Hey, Berserker, what do you think about the games coming up this week? What do you think Seattle's going to do to our good friends? They're in they're playing with Detroit this week.
They're gonna hurt the Lions. The toilet's not gonna have a good game.
You think San Francisco's got a chance against Green Bay?
Is it where's it at? Is it at San Francisco?
Yes, it is.
Well, I hope they just run what they ran against us then.
And what do you think about Oakland, Chicago?
Oakland will win that because, see my earlier reaction to the Bears.
It's good.
You're killing me here, brother.
Can we get Zerka's thoughts?
Oh, man, it's Vikings all the way for Zerker, and the Vikings will win between the Lions and the Seahawks because that's the only team that matters, Vikings.
So you have them locked up with what you're saying.
Vikings are going, how many games are this weekend? 8, 9 games?
9-0.
9-0 they're going this weekend.
The
only team playing is the Vikings.
Zerker's really bad in the survival football leagues.
Pretty much, yes. He totally sucks, and sometimes he leaks in and picks my stuff for me, and I'm out.
So I'm laughing over here. I'm crying and laughing.
So I fully expect Viking Shrink or whatever that guy's name is. He'll be contacting me privately, message probably. And say, hey, do you want to talk?
We'll set up a GoFundMe page for Zerker here this week, okay?
There you go, man.
You should,
We're here for you.
If he PMs you with that question, you should ask him, well, which one?
Yeah. I say no, but some other guys want to talk to you.
Now, hold on. I'll get him right now. Hold on. Okay. Zerker and Berserker. This is what we're going to roll into what we call the drinking segment, which basically wraps up our show. And we have a blast doing this. When we raise our glasses, we really chug hard. And, yeah, we get hammered this spot.
Oh, man, I just poured a new one, too, you bastards.
Oh,
I'm actually going to lift my glass this week to Golfer Vike, because in fantasy football, he's going to lose to my disease squad. So, cheers to your once good record.
okay, I'm going to raise the glass to my team. Nice knowing you. You suck.
And I'm going to pour one to the curb for the loss of Le'Veon Bell and my idiotic decision to trade him away earlier in the season.
Full passed out again.
No, I'm here, brothers. I'm here.
We're quickly talking about fancy. Your team. Raise your glass to a win or burial.
Absolutely a win.
You are the myth, the legend. Is that
The
true?
living legend. The living legend. Get it right.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, there you
Often
go.
imitated, never duplicated.
That's right.
I can't see why anybody would want to duplicate you, but okay.
Yeah, boy. Don't hate, boys. Don't hate.
No
Yeah.
hate, man. It's all love.
You know what? Let's talk fantasy football. Who's 3-0? OBM. Who's not 3-0? Everyone else in the league. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Send the checks right to OBM. Come on, let's go. Chop.
Where's that car crash sound?
That's right. That's right.
All right, Berserker.
Yes.
This is with the pod. You get to tell us what you're drinking, and you can tell us any great drinking story you've ever had, or a great drinking recipe.
I can't tell the stories because lawsuits and stuff.
That's why I ask.
It's pending litigation. Is that what you're telling us, Berserker?
Pending.
Use fake names.
Yeah, there you go. How do you do that? I never really made up anybody before.
OBM was drinking one night, and he had a drink which made him pass out like Bill Cosby's girlfriend. And it's
Oh,
easy.
boy.
Well, I'm
There
still
we go.
I'm still drinking my rum and coke. Well,
So you
you
get-
know,
Oak Heart, lime juice, and what?
no lemon juice.
Lemon
And
juice.
I got Oak Heart, rum, and little squeeze of lemon juice in there, and then Pepsi Wild Cherry Pepsi. Just because I don't know, different.
Ladies, don't drink that, or else you'll grow a beard like in the videos.
There you go.
In under 5 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm jealous. I've grown one beard my entire life.
I look like a 16-year-old with a dirty lip, and I try to grow it out.
It's a washcloth.
That's right.
Well, I do have to shave twice a day if I have a girlfriend at the time.
You do?
Yes, because it stubbles out enough to scratch and stuff.
I shave twice a week on a good week. Yeah, whatever.
That's my drinking story.
Oh,
All right, let's get out of here.
I think
All
we're
right.
done.
Raise your glasses, man. Everybody here? Mike?
Absolutely.
My guy.
Another great show. Looking forward to hearing the end results. Mike, get some sleep. Edit it well. Not now. Not now. Mike, not now. Mike, not now, Mike.
I'm like,
Mike.
Guess what day it is? Mike.
Hey,
There's a thread like that today. So.
I had no idea.
next week when the Vikings beat the Broncos after
Drinking beers all night long, listening to those devil sounds. Beers and booze, so I see rocky rebels come to me. We will have some fun tonight, drinking, stewing, that's alright. Giving all the best you got, bring another horny slug.